You're watching Inside Durango News, your source for information about Southwest Colorado. Brought to you by Oxford Asset Management, inspiring confidence, growing dreams. Oxford Asset Management.
Welcome to Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. During this week's news segment, we'll find out about why bulldozers are moving rocks in the Animas River, how the city of Durango will make it easier for developers and builders to get through the planning process, and about a $250,000 donation to Durango School District 9R. A four-year project to rewrite the City of Durango's Land Use and Development Code is one step closer to adoption with the completion of a public hearing held before the City Planning Commission on Thursday, December 5th. Once approved by the Planning Commission, the code will be forwarded to the Durango City Council for approval on January 14th. The code, one of the most important documents to be adopted by the City of Durango, will replace current regulations that were adopted 25 years ago. But more importantly, the code provides a way to transform the goals and ideals of the city's comprehensive plan into reality by setting more creative standards for housing and housing densities, open space and landscaping, transportation and parking, and yes, accessory dwelling units, says Community Development Director Greg Hawk. Revising the Land Use and Development Code was no easy task for the effort. It took 4 years and involved hundreds of hours of meetings, workshops, and the expertise of dozens of volunteers, says Vicki Vandergrift, a senior planning and self-described code queen. Vandergrift shepherded the process along with the help of Kendig Keats Collaborative, a planning consultation firm that had been completed comprehensive plans for the communities throughout the country. The process involved a 15-person citizen advisory committee made up of community members who represented neighborhood developers, architects, real estate professionals, and others. In addition, technical committees addressed specific topics like streets, sidewalks and transit, landscaping and tree preservation, parking, and accessory dwelling units. An additional 300 people subscribed to the city's email updates on the code. The most contentious changes to the code focused on accessory dwelling units and whether and where property owners can build them. Accessory dwelling units are second residence on a lot and are prohibited by the current city code. But that hasn't prevented property owners from building an apartment over a garage or dividing a house into 2 units all around the city. Given their illegal proliferation, the proposal to officially regulate accessory dwelling units in the new code caused an uproar between property owners who feared overcrowding and parking problems and those who supported the units as affordable housing. The debate inspired picketing protesters outside City Hall and spirited letters to the editor in the Durango Herald. In response, the city initiated a separate public hearing process, and the City Council approved a provision for accessory dwelling units in the code in October. The new code allows second units on lots larger than 7,000 square feet in the neighborhoods west of North Main, on lots larger than 5,000 square feet on lots east of Main Avenue and downtown, and no required minimum lot size in the neighborhoods south of College Drive. While the devil is in the details in a document like this, what's really important is that the new code is much more prescriptive and less susceptible to discretionary interpretation than the current code. And that's a good thing, says Hawk and Vandergrift, and allows developers to find out precisely what they need to do to get approval for projects. That means fewer meetings and shorter review times, and that translates into savings for the developer and eventually the home buyer. In addition to revising the land use codes, the Community Development Department will install a new online program to accompany the web-based version of the regulations. In print, the code takes up 500 plus pages. Online, the code will be searchable, terms and definitions will be immediately available, and developers will have access to calculations that will help them determine how many houses, how much open space, and other factors that will be allowed on their property based on their location. The new software program will be available to the public in 2014. While the official public hearing on the code was held on December 5th, Vandergrift said that the city will continue to accept public comment. If you have kudos or concerns, contact the City Development Department at durangogov.org. It was an extremely close vote that ousted Republican J. Paul Brown from his seat in Colorado's 59th House District last year, and now he's back with an announcement last month that he plans to run for the seat again in 2014. Brown was elected in 2010, only to lose his seat 2 years later to Durango attorney Mike McLaughlin, who beat him out by just 2 percentage points, 51 to 49. Comprised of La Plata, Archuleta, Hinsdale, Ouray, and parts of Gunnison County, Colorado's 59th House District has been Brown's stomping ground for most of his life. Brown grew up in the Farmington area and took over the family ranch business upon entering adulthood. He made his way into the political world with a 12-year stint on the Ignacio School Board, as well as 3 years on the La Plata County Planning Commission and 4 years with the La Plata County Commissioners. While he hasn't begun campaigning any specific issues, Brown's platform is well outlined on his official website, jpaulbrown.com, where he cites Western Slope water issues as a major issue he's ready to go to bat for if re-elected in 2014. There's an old saying in Colorado that it's better to be upstream with a shovel than downstream with a water right, showing that water regulation and allocation have historically been a hot-button issue since the early days. Brown is in favor of keeping Colorado's water in-state with a vision to push water storage initiatives throughout the Western Slope. True to his party's ideals, Brown also opposes higher taxes, costly and unneeded regulations, and duplicate legislation. While his vision for the future of Southwest Colorado is going full steam ahead, some recent letters to the editor in the Durango Herald show that some voters refuse to let go of the past. One of Brown's more infamous pieces of proposed legislation would have allowed bear hunting season to begin in June, overriding a bill that Colorado voters passed in 1992 that banned bear hunting from March 1st to September 1st. Brown cited increased bear-human interactions as his reasoning for pushing the legislation, while conservationists cried foul, saying that a handful of incidents wasn't enough to overturn a 19-year ban. True to his Colorado cowboy ideal, Brown says that as a rancher he values hard work and integrity, and that those are the values he uses to steer his decisions. For more information about J. Paul Brown and his quest to regain his House seat in 2014, check out his official website at jpaulbrown.com. Who can't use a little help from their friends? Durango School District 9R received a friendly donation of $250,000 from the Mark and Jane Katz Family Fund this month to relieve some of the pressure of cutting $1.6 million to the district budget. The district has lost $4.5 million during the past 5 years, and the latest belt-tightening exercise comes after voters defeated an amendment that would have generated an additional $3.2 million in revenue a year. The early Christmas gift will be used for 2 projects. $200,000 will be used to pay for the development and execution of a school vault. That's a software program that will provide data for teachers so students can see the progress. The remainder will be used for programs and professional development. Mark and Jane Katz are the founders of Mercury Payment Systems. Over the past 4 years, the Family Fund has donated $900,000 to the school district, about 15% of the revenues that the district has lost since 2008. It's back! The water dock in Durango opened at the beginning of December, and residents who have relied on it for their water supply are thrilled. The water dock on South Camino del Rio was closed after it was vandalized on October 16th. As a result of the vandalism, the newly opened dock now has security cameras, and water users will have to obtain a swipe card to get the water. Cash will no longer be accepted. The card acts like a debit card and may be purchased from City Hall at 949 East 2nd Avenue. Financial amounts may be added to the card online with a credit card or by cash or check at City Hall. When a water customer swipes the card at the water dock, the water will begin to flow. When finished, the customer will press a stop button and the amount of water dispensed will be subtracted from the user's card. Durango area resident Peg Oxenrider says she's thrilled that the Durango water dock is open for business. She and her husband Ron live in Grandview. They had to drive to Bayfield for water, a round trip of nearly 45 minutes. Now they can get their water, transfer it to a cistern, and be finished with the project in just 20 minutes. While Durango water users line up to fill their tanks, Durango police say they're on the hunt for a suspect who may have been driving a two-toned Ford Bronco 2 with a brush guard. The vandals caused more than $13,000 in damage and took from $100 to $300 in change. If you have information about the Bronco, contact the Durango Police Department. Next, after the break, we'll learn about the construction in the Animas River and what kind of Christmas lights you should use to enjoy a green holiday.
Like Inside Durango TV on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
For natural and organic vitamins and supplements and health and beauty products, there's no better place than Nature's Oasis. We offer an experienced staff, nutrition and supplement education, and exclusive products. Nature's Oasis, home to the largest selections of vitamins and supplements in the Four Corners region.
All aboard the Polar Express.
Well, you're coming?
It's a magic carpet on a wheel.
Never takes a rest.
Flying through the mountains and the snow. The bumpy sea
And lots to eat.
boys just the best.
Because that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. May I present the North Pole?
Give
your family a reason to believe. DurangoTrain.com.
Come check out what's new at the Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort. We now have single and double deck blackjack games. Enjoy our King of the Cage boxing events year-round at our event center. If you're on the go, take a break at the new Ute Mountain Travel Center. With our valet service, you can arrive in style and get right into the action. Visit us for our Saturday prime rib buffet and our seafood buffet on Fridays. With the largest gaming floor in the area, Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort has all the great games you love to play. Watch more at DurangoTV.com.
You're watching Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. If you're wondering what bulldozers are doing in the Animas River, no, they're not building a new home for trout. Rather, a new whitewater park is under construction. Here's more.
Running at a little more than 300 cubic feet per second, whitewater rafting is at the forefront of an $850,000 construction project at Santa Rita Park. Contractors for the city of Durango are resculpting the Animas River with boulder and concrete spillways and rock outcroppings to create permanent rapids along a 1,200-foot stretch of water next to the Chamber of Commerce building and the Water Treatment Center. The waterworks are the first phase of a two-part project to rebuild the Animas River Trail to accommodate large whitewater competitions.
Here's the flow of the Animas River as you go downstream, and this drop is the most common drop that people use on the river. It's called Smelter Rapids. That's the big drop, and we'll have 4 bank-to-bank structures that go on to each side of the river that are shown here on the drawings here. And this whole stretch of the river is about 1,200 linear feet in the Animas River in the current location of the Whitewater Park. So there'll be multiple features in the river, but 4 bank-to-bank structures, as you can see on the drawing. Once we get done with the in-stream work, we'll come back and redesign the Animas River Trail that passes through Whitewater Park. And we're thinking of crowding closer towards the wastewater treatment plant, so we have more park space. And then also at the Smelter Rapids location, we'd like to have some seating in that area and allow people to have good viewing of the river activities. The public wants to see this function well as an event place because we do bring in large paddling events in the past we've had Olympic trials and national level events at Whitewater Park. So we want to make sure that it can accommodate those people carrying their kayaks as well as walking on the river trail, so we might want to make the trail a little bit wider or give opportunities for people to pass through on their bicycles and people to walk with their kayaks or other things that they're going to be putting on the river, their playboats. So that could be closer to the river. So they want to make sure that it's good. It's too congested right now, particularly with all the boulders that are on site that we brought down from the Glacier Club. So that's one thing that people would like to see, and they'd also like to see that we have good viewing areas. But in addition to the trail, nice opportunities to view where there's the play boating features along the in-stream work.
Durango's Whitewater Park was the first in the nation to be constructed in a natural river. Commercial river activities have an economic impact of $14 million, said Metz. The current improvements are funded by a Parks and Recreation tax that voters approved in 2005.
Metz says the river work should be completed by March, just in time for early rafting season. Next, how you can save money and the planet this holiday season using the right kind of Christmas lights.
If you're still using conventional Christmas lights to decorate your house or tree, you may want to consider switching to a greener alternative, says Ray Perotti with the La Plata Electric Association. La Plata Electric recommends that you switch to light-emitting diodes or LED holiday lights because of their energy efficiency. LED lights are significantly cheaper to run. The cost to run conventional or incandescent lights on a typical Christmas tree averages from $6 to $10 per season, compared to 13 to 17 cents per season, he says. They also last up to 10 years, remain cool to the touch, and are less likely to overload electrical circuits. In fact, you can use just one outlet for 10 strings of residential lights. Another reason to switch to LEDs? The Electrical Power Research Institute estimates that if all seasonal mini lights were replaced by LEDs, electricity cost savings would exceed $250 million a season, and carbon emissions would be reduced by 400,000 tons per year. The Buckley Park Christmas tree has 3,000 LED Christmas lights this year, half of which are new, thanks to donations from the Durango Motor Company, the La Plata Electric Association, and Directory Plus. The lights were strung by Eagle Crane, and the tree glowed for the first time this season on November 29th.
Now we know, not every Christmas light is the same, and LED lights are brighter too. Next, after the break, we'll find out how a simple idea has turned into a popular accessory and a family business when we visit with Sally Short, creator of the Zimble.
Whether you make your plans over a barbed wire fence or over wireless internet, if you're coming from the stockyard or the stock exchange, Durango is right at home at the Diamond Bell, timeless and timely.
The Sporting News Grill at the new Holiday Inn and Suites of Durango is now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Featuring a full-service restaurant and bar with 11 HD TVs, it's a great venue for family and sports fanatics alike. The Sporting News Grill. Stop in and let us show you our game face.
Welcome to the Irish Embassy Pub Durango. We import the majority of our products straight from the Emerald Isle, and let's get it right. You want your Guinness directly imported from Dublin. You want it stored at precisely the right temperature. And you want the pour to be a matter of taste and science. You want to pull with the patience and precision that it deserves. And if that wasn't authentic enough, you want to enjoy it in a pub where the shelves are stocked with 24 different kinds of Irish whiskey. Yes, you want the true Irish experience. Come visit us at the Irish Embassy Pub Durango.
Today, Dad's moving into Sunshine Gardens.
We're all really excited.
You sure are a hit around here. Woo!
And once he's settled in, I'm sure he'll come out of his shell.
I hear they even have a happy hour. How about that?
Well, I think he's gonna like it here just fine.
You know, honey, I think you're right.
Meet Dan. He owned a dog biscuit company, but Dan wanted more, so Fast Signs created a plan to raise Dan's business visibility. Now Dan has more sales, more stores, more of the good life. And more is what Fast Signs delivers. More than fast, more than signs.
Welcome back to Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. Today we have Sally Short, creator of the Zimble, in our studio. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Well, thank you.
And this is one of my favorite kind of business stories because this started out, it's jewelry, as just a doodle you were doing one day, right?
Correct. I was doodling, which is something I really don't do. And I wrote on a piece of paper, I stacked up the letters for the phrase, love is all you need. There it is. There's an L. O, you can see a V, E, I, S, A, L, you need. I put a peace sign in there. I had it cast into sterling. My kids came in for the holidays. It was sitting on the counter. They saw it sitting sideways and saw the letter K. There was no K in the phrase, love is all you need. Made us all curious. When we sat down to look around to see what else was in there, what we found was every letter of the alphabet.
Every letter and every number,
and then later every number, since then the Greek alphabet and symbols from all over the world.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And I know that you had just initially, you just wanted to design something for yourself. It wasn't really a business idea, but I know you have a very entrepreneurial-minded son who kind of convinced you to start thinking otherwise.
He did. I had done it as a hobby in Durango. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody in Durango, from the bottom of my heart, you know who you are. This town has supported us all the way. We really appreciate it. He had a degree in marketing, and he saw taking it to a different level.
Nice.
So Dane kind of took over.
And then, you know, it kind of all boiled down, and now you have a business.
Now we have a business. We're everywhere. And what turned the business really was modeling after Tom's shoes.
Okay.
With every one we sell, we give one away to children's hospitals.
That is great.
That caught the recognition of a few celebrities, and one of which some NFL guys go into the hospital for us and gift these to the children.
Oh my gosh.
And they'll write on a pad, I'm a warrior, I feel strong.
Oh, that must just touch your heart so much.
Awesome. The testimonials are awesome. To date, we've had about 13 people tattoo it.
Oh, wow.
It's fun.
And how awesome, because this obviously was something that you didn't anticipate taking off, and now I hear you guys even have a project going with QVC.
We're involved, we're participating with QVC in their Sprouts program, and we could really use everybody's help. We're up for a vote. If you go to QVC and use the search bar and go to the Sprouts program and vote for us, they start new businesses out that way before they take them on to the regular television thing. And vote for us will be online between December 7th and December 21st.
Nice. And I know that's just part of the good press you've gotten. We were also looking at a great article in the Durango Herald magazine. The title, Mindful Message, you said that really spoke to you and kind of the whole concept of the company.
The whole, who knew? It's a who knew company. We just had no idea it would go this far and how much it's affected people. And people use it to set intentions and have inspirations. And boys that were bullied there says stand up and be strong, and people see their dead husband's name in it, or people see religious things, or I use mine every day. Today it's going to say game on, and tomorrow it could say travel safely. We are available at downtown Durango at There's No Place Like Home, and online at symbol.net. It's a great gift. You fill out your message.
Oh, and I feel like with the holidays coming, the timing couldn't be more perfect for you to get the word out for Durango, and especially the article and everything happening with QVC. It's a pretty exciting time for Zimbles, I would say.
Oh, it's really pretty exciting. Who knew, again, that you could be personally responsible? Those are the things we'd like to teach. Everybody on the face of this planet is the same but different, and everybody's personally responsible for themselves, so yours means what yours means, and
so
mine means what mine means.
Do you think there's any plans to expand the brand, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should expand the brand. We're working on it. Everybody has ideas for us to make it out of. It should be on a mug, so in the morning when you had coffee, you could set your intention right then and there.
Oh my gosh, it's endless
It's
possibilities.
endless possibilities.
Well, that is awesome. One more time, the website so people can check you out online.
Symbol.net.
Symbol.net. Sally, thanks so much.
No, thank you so
I'm
much.
really excited that I have one now too, so I'm going to use it for my own little pump-up slogans. So, thank you.
No, thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and afterwards, our weekly updates.
Whether you make your plans over a barbed wire fence or over wireless internet, if you're coming from the stockyard or the stock exchange, Durango is right at home at the Diamond Bell, timeless and timely.
The Sporting News Grill at the new Holiday Inn and Suites of Durango is now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, featuring a full-service restaurant and bar with 11 HD TVs. It's a great venue for family and sports fanatics alike. The Sporting News Grill. Stop in and let us show you our game face.
Welcome to the Irish Embassy Pub Durango. We import the majority of our products straight from Armagh. And let's get it right. You want your Guinness directly imported from Dublin. You want it stored at precisely the right temperature. And you want the pour to be a matter of taste and science. You want to pull with the patience and precision that it deserves. And if that wasn't authentic enough, you want to enjoy it in a pub where the shelves are stocked with 24 different kinds of Irish whiskey. Yes, you want the true Irish experience. Come visit us at the Irish Embassy Pub Durango.
Today, Dad's moving into Sunshine Gardens.
We're all really excited.
You sure are a hit around here. Woo!
And once he's settled in, I'm sure he'll come out of his shell.
I hear they even have a happy hour. How about that?
Oh, I think he's gonna like it here just fine.
You know, honey, I think you're right.
Meet Dan. He owned a dog biscuit company, but Dan wanted more. So Fast Signs created a plan to raise Dan's business visibility. Now Dan has more sales, more stores, more of the good life. And more is what Fast Signs delivers. More than fast, more than signs.
Welcome back to Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. Here are our weekly updates. This weekend is filled with opportunities to shop for Christmas presents. Perhaps you'd like to start with the Animas Museum's Old-Fashioned Christmas Bazaar. The two-day event begins with a preview from 5 to 7 p.m. on Friday, December 6th. The Joy Cabin will be open with a warm fire to greet you. The museum's Craft Bazaar continues from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday, December 7th. Don't forget the annual Noel Night celebration on Friday, December 6th, when downtown Durango stores stay open late to accommodate all those holiday shoppers. Opportunities to win prizes, enjoy refreshments, and shop will start at 5 p.m. Finishing off the week of shopping opportunities is the annual Festival of Trees from 1 to 7 p.m. on Saturday, December 7th at the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Museum. Bid on decorated Christmas trees and the presents beneath them. All proceeds benefit Community Connections. Enjoy an afternoon of Christmas music with the Durango Choral Society Traditional Family Christmas at 3 p.m. on Sunday, December 8th at the Community Concert Hall. Tickets are available through what'shappeningdurango.com or by calling 247-7657. The Durango Arts Center presents It's a Wonderful Life, a radio play on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, December 6th through the 8th, and again December 13th through the 15th. Friday night and Saturday night's performances start at 7 p.m. The Sunday matinee starts at 2 p.m. Tickets are $15 for general admission, $10 for DAC members, students, and seniors. Tickets are available online at durangoarts.org. And that's going to do it for this week's community updates. The community calendar is brought to you by what'shappeningdurango.com. Post your free event today and join the one-stop, easy-to-use event calendar for Durango. Before we leave you tonight, we want to introduce you to our new weekly sports show, Inside Durango Sports. It will follow immediately after our newscast. It's hosted by Jordan Alexander, a senior communications major at Fort Lewis College and former captain of the Skyhawks soccer team. He finished his 4th season with the Skyhawks last month. Jordan comes to us from Cambridgeshire, England. He's an avid interest in all sports, and we look forward to his sportscast. Welcome, Jordan. And stay tuned for sports after the news. And that's it for this week's edition of Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon, and remember, just watch us. You'll like what you see.
Tune in weekly to watch a new edition of Inside Durango News, your source for information about what's going on in Southwest Colorado.
Brought to you by Oxford Asset Management, inspiring confidence, growing dreams. Oxford Asset Management.
Inside Durango TV is locally produced by Fastboard Media. Visit the scenic town of Silverton and take a Jeep tour through the heart of the majestic San Juan Mountains with San Juan Backcountry Tours. Visitors can get behind the wheel and explore the mountain roads on their own, or sit back on guided tours that take you through the rich history of the area, including the ghost town Animas Forks. You can rent a Jeep, ATV, dirt bike, or we can take you on a guided tour in one of our open-top Suburbans. Enjoy the spectacular scenery from 9,000 feet all the way to 13,000 feet in elevation. The San Juans have many scenic routes and four-wheel drive passes to explore, and our experienced staff can provide maps and suggest the best routes to get you where you want to go. We guarantee you a fun and memorable experience. Come explore the historic sights and beautiful scenery of the San Juan Mountains at San Juan Backcountry Tours.
It's time for rejuvenation with luxurious healing waters, breathtaking views, and lavish spa treatments at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs. Stay at the new EcoLux Hotel and enjoy 24-hour access to our 23 unique pools by the river. Indoors, relax in the hotel and enjoy therapeutic services at the spa. It's time for rejuvenation at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs.
All aboard! Polar Express! Well, you're coming? Never takes a rest! And lots to eat! Because that's the way things happen on the Polar Express. May I present the North Pole!
Give your family a reason to believe. DurangoTrain.com.